Hello and welcome to KSOS-Based. I'm thinking about doing something career-styled, although right now I'm going to disable this because this is not that save. So first of all, the primary mod that this idea of a save is based on is the KSO mod, which adds the KSO orbiter here, as well as another orbiter and several other parts, which are the majority of the mods I have. This is not one of them. That's from a whole camera mod. And it has the station parts, including the green lab, the Kerbal lab, and that's actually a different thing, I believe. That's a different mod. But anyhow, I wanted to kind of make a series based on using these because they are a cool little shuttle design, and unlike when I first looked at them, the system is pretty much done. Like, I believe the mod is pretty much done. They've added all the things they wanted to add. If I remember correctly, there was kind of 4 planned phases, and I believe they've completed all 4 of them. So the other mods I'm using are KSP parts, which that's not actually the proper name, but it's things like where is it? It's not in the fuel tanks. I'm looking in fuel tanks for an engine. I'm kind of still used to the old style of doing that. Things like this mini vector, Bahamuto Dynamics. There we go. That's the name of the mod. It adds things like this engine here and this little crawler. I think the crawler's from... yeah, it is. And also this really lovely jet engine here. This really lovely vectoring jet engine with beautiful sound effects and these retractable engines. You know, things like that, which are just... I like them, and that's basically why I have them. This is also the bigger shuttle now, if you hadn't noticed the switch somehow, which is based on, let's see, the docking port doors. There we go. It has a built-in docking port here, and it has space for more crew members, and it's based kind of... I'm not sure if it's supposed to be based more on the Buran or just like an improved space shuttle. Are these still solid rocket? No, these are liquid fuel boosters. I thought so, yeah, and it's based on an entirely liquid fueled system instead of a partially solid fueled system like the other one. I also have collision effects, destruction effects, and better buoyancy, which, you know, add into the realism of the game in some manners, you know, just some effects and the fact that water acts a bit more like water actually would. I also have G-HUD, which is just a simple little thing that allows me to see my periapsis and apoapsis on my keyboard, since I got one of those fancy keyboards. Whole camera VDS, which is where like this camera here comes from, and there's some other cameras, and that'll just allow me to have some cool little views of different things. I also have IFILS, which is interplanetary life support system, something like that. It's a simple life support mod, which I don't know where the parts are. I'll find them when I need to. Here we go, the IFI life support tank. Yeah, so it adds a single resource called life support, and so it's kind of a simpler version of like TAC life support, but it's also newer and more up to date, if I remember correctly, because TAC life support hasn't been updated. Although I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm pretty sure TAC life support hasn't really been updated in a while. There's also improved chase camera, which just, you know, improves the chase camera, but that's not really necessary. And since I tend to be, I'm planning on going to space a lot, that's probably not too big of a deal. I also have JSI, which is something to do with raster prop monitor. I'm not actually sure what that is or why I have it, to be honest. It's just in my mods folder. It came with something else. Kerbal construction time, which means I will have to wait a certain amount of time before I can launch any particular thing. And Kerbal foundries, which I just have because, you know, it adds some things like repulsors and some cool wheels, and, you know, it's something that I'm not sure if I'm really going to use, but it's fun to have it available in any case. That is an interesting piece right here. That is weird. I'll have to look at that closer, because wow, that is different from what I thought it was. I didn't look too close at some of this stuff. And this particular craft that I've just opened up, this is a helicopter. This is actually included with the Kerbin Shuttle Orbiter System mod, which is the KSO, which is or KSOS, which is the thing that this series is going to be based around. Here's the air stair. There's also a cargo truck, the coach, which is, you know, a bus, a fire truck, including this moving boom thing, and I'm curious if that has like a water effect or not. A fuel tanker, which actually contains fuel. Cool. I just had to check that because I was like, you know what, does this actually contain fuel? Because it should, but it might not. There's also the lorry tractor, which is just that minus the fuel. And there's also a sedan and the patrol car version of the sedan, which is pretty neat that they have that. So like I said, this mod series is going to be basically about building things in orbit using the KSO stuff. Why does this not work? Motor enabled. True. Why is not drive? That is very strange. Car should drive. Huh. That's very interesting. That's very strange. Why is not drive? It should be driving. Do I have to... Oh! Oh! These tires work based on... That is cool. These tires work based on throttle, it looks like. So you actually have an engine that is driving the wheels. That is really interesting. That is a very cool way to do it, especially because like now we actually have fuel and it's like, you know, it's a gas engine burning gas. That is a cool way to do things. I think, I don't know, that I might have seen that done once before, but I'm not sure. Also, I hadn't noticed it until just now, but these actually have interiors, which, you know, makes sense, especially because I said the KSO mod is basically done, so it actually has... Oh, that's that guy. How do I switch again? Nope, that's... There we go. Now I am driving from the passenger seat, because that makes sense. Very cool, nonetheless. Very cool. You can actually drive around the KSC in a car. That's very nice. Anyhow, the whole point of this video was basically to say I'm thinking about doing this to briefly look at the KSO mod and to ask what you think I should include as for, you know, other mods. So if you have any ideas on other mods to include with the save to make things happen in an interesting and cool way, and yes, this is what it looks like inside, this is so cool, just saying, it really is pretty cool. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Oh yes, I forgot, there's 2 little spots down here. Yes, so, ditching boosters. That's not dangerous at all. Oh, that's interesting that they got a collision of destruction effect, because I don't think they should have, but they did. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ditch that. Oop. And it did an effect to me as well, which is interesting, because again, it really shouldn't have. But oh well. And I guess we're gonna see how well this thing can survive and abort that early on without ditching its small amount of fuel. I'm going to see if it can land with the small amount of fuel it has on board still on board. Do these actually have anything? Well, the raster prop monitor is definitely here. It's just, there isn't actually anything happening. Okay. I'm gonna try and land this successfully, not on the runway though. I don't know how well this thing glides. Also, it has flaps that I think I should extend. I'm not sure if I should or not, but they're kind of supposed to be part of landing, so I don't know, I assume they're useful. Let's see, we're slowing down. We're getting pretty low. This thing responds very well to controls, which makes me think we're going to land this quite easily, unless I accidentally, you know, fuck up the last bit. Which I almost did, and would have really sucked. Okay, come on, you can come down now. I'll just leave it like that for a bit. Oh, it likes to pitch up a little on its own. Oop, come on. And, nope, stay down. Whoa. Maybe I should have left the, maybe I should have left the control on. Wow, the, SAS I mean. 'Cause wow, that did not like that. Oop. This thing likes to bounce and go up. That is crazy. Oh shit. Now we're falling too low. It's gonna bounce again. And it broke off a bit of control at the back. This is not the smoothest landing. I would not recommend landing like this. Holy crap. That is one of the weirdest landings I've ever done. Whoa, wow. Alright then. What? At that slowest speed, the entire thing blew up? You gotta be shitting me. Well, not the entire thing, but... What? That's bullshit. Anyhow, thanks for watching. As always, see you in space. Or, you know, as a pile of debris. That really sucked. Why is it so bouncy anyhow?